Hi. Here is one in a series of small lectures on interactive learning objects in HTML5, in this case with H5P template-based system for creating such entities that has the focus. And H5P, this is the icon that is used by the company that developed it. It's called Ubel. It's a Norwegian company, as a matter of fact, and but it has a global impact. Many people start to use that. And to take an example, here we have an illustration. And as you can see, this is a still image. But there are many sort of hot spots with this sign here. You can decide yourself what kind of sign you want to use. But when you click on that, as in this case, a new window opens with further explanation to that part. This is one example of one interactive learning object. Let's see. So I click there, and this window opens to explain more about the tablet in this case. And so you can see we open with this button, we close it with this button, and then we can toggle the screen to show this picture or this content in the full screen mode. It can be written text, it can be a still image, and it can even be a video. So as a matter of fact, it's possible to build an entire course with a reasonably complex illustration and then have all the lectures, all the explanations in video and still image and written text accessible through these kind of links. This is done so that we don't need to know how to program in HTML5, which is supported by the JavaScript programming language. HTML5 has a lot of extension compared to earlier version of HTML, and it has a good document object model. That is to say, what are the entities of the documents, and they are accessible for program manipulation. That gives a lot of options. Not so dissimilar to Flash, but it's a different philosophy behind this, and it's more secure than Flash. So you have a lot of templates, and you fill in the templates. It can be a little tedious, but you don't need to program so much. So it's easy to understand, but it can take some time because it's many items to consider. Now, how to make that? You can have a sort of an account with H5P.com, that company, Ubel. Or you can also install that for free, as a matter of fact, from these people on a WordPress server. And that's quite convenient that you can, for free, develop content if you have WordPress or Joomla, which is a sort of larger sibling to WordPress. Now, if you would like to use that in an OpenEdX course, we could use iframe to fetch content from that Ubel server, that H5P server, which is a requirement as it is now. Or we could use LTI, Learning Tools Interoperability, for tighter integration so that you can catch student responses and process them within this system. The H5P people are developing processing capacity also for iframe access, but that is not ready yet. In Moodle, on the other hand, they can run WordPress natively just like WordPress, but you cannot create it here. So one option is to make it in WordPress and upload it to Moodle and then run it from the Moodle server. Or you make it in H5P, or you can sort of upload and download between these systems and then put it into your Moodle server. So there are basically two ways of working here when you have several infrastructural solutions, in one case OpenEdX, in another Moodle, or maybe both installation in the same institution. And we will refer to this as when we copy the file between these systems physically. That's what we refer to as copy by value. But when we integrate using iframe or LTI, we call that copy by reference. We don't transfer the source code somewhere else. It's just taken in runtime and executed somewhere else than it resides. And that's basically it. And we will look into how that works in practice. And it's not so hard to do it, but it's a little time consuming. But the results are often quite interesting. Thank you.